doctors are crucial for individual health and societal well-being, as we know, playing vital roles in diagnosing, treating, and preventing illness. Now, what's really cool here, and I'm going to pull this up, and I should have had this up before, but if you look here at the word that is used for physician, I'm going to go down. Okay, so we're not verse 9, we're in verse 12. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so here in verse 12, if we go here, the word physician here, and I'm not going to pronounce it quite well, but it's I-A-T-R-O-U. Now, what's very interesting about this I-A-T word here, or I-A-T-R word, is that's actually used in certain words like psychiatrist, any other kind of medical terminology or medical doctor. So here, I don't have it here. I wish I did in my notes, but it's fine. So here, when I wrote it out on my notes, and again, I don't have my notes here, so I'm sorry about that. But when I wrote it out, I wrote out physician or psychiatrist, and I wrote the words next to each other because it's very interesting how that IATR kind of word that goes along with the word for physician is where we get modern terminology like that. So it's very interesting. So I want to add that in there, that a lot of our modern words that we get today come from Greek, as a lot of you would probably know, but it's very interesting how the Bible uses a lot of these terminologies. So I just wanted to add that in there. If we go back to the word here, just at the very end, I don't see it, sorry. Okay, here we go. So again, here's that word, and I think it's been used in another spot, I'm assuming. I am not sure. I will get back to you guys on that if it was used in another spot, but that is a very interesting fact. So here really Jesus is talking, I know about, like we said, the sinner's part, but I find it very interesting how he's also mentioning physicians and people who are sick. Let's just look at the Greek word for sick here. I don't know. I just want to see if that's anything different. Okay, here we got sick. Really here is talking about being badly, severely wrong, or diseased, also evil, which is interesting because again, here is talking about sin. So that's just a very interesting thought. So we're going to move on to the next verse here. The next verse comes from Matthew chapter 15, verse 17. So I'm just going to type that in here. So here, Jesus, we're going to go through that context here again. So before Jesus speaks what he speaks down here in verse 17, it's talking about traditions and commandments. So the Pharisees and scribes are coming to Jesus and they're saying, why do your disciples break the tradition of the elders? So again, really what the Pharisees are coming after Jesus for here is about how, your disciples are not doing what my disciples basically do. Like you're saying, they're saying like, oh, well, we wash our hands a certain way. And if you actually, a fun fact is actually, if you go to see certain Orthodox Jews today, they actually do a hand washing ritual before they eat. So again, they were following that back then. And what's very interesting is that they were trying to say, well, Jesus, your disciples don't do X, Y, Z.